You have been praised by both parties as certainly a tough law and order guy. So I wonder what you make of recent statistics, sir, that show violent crime has been spiking, sometimes by a double-digit rate, in 30 cities across the country. Milwaukee's police chief Ed Flynn says most local law enforcement officials feel abandoned by Washington. Former NYC police chief Ray Kelly says that police are being less proactive because they're being overly scrutinized and second-guessed, and they're afraid of being sued or thrown in jail. What would you do as president to address that?
Well, first off, let's face it. The FBI director, Jim Comey, who's a friend of mine who I worked with as U.S. Attorney in New Jersey, he was the U.S. Attorney in Manhattan, he said it. There's a chill wind blowing through law enforcement in this country, and here's why. The President of the United States and both his attorneys general, they give the benefit of the doubt to the criminal, not to the police officer. That's the truth of the matter. And you see it every time with this president. Every time he's got a chance. Going all the way back to, remember that great beer summit he had after he messed up that time. This is a guy who just believes that law enforcement are the bad guys. Now, I, for 7 years, was the U.S. Attorney in New Jersey. I worked hard with not only federal agents, but with police officers. And here's the problem. Sanctuary cities is part of the problem in this country. That's where crime is happening, in these cities where they don't enforce the immigration law. And this president turns his back. This president doesn't enforce the marijuana laws in this country because he doesn't agree with them. And he allows states to go ahead and do whatever they want on a substance that's illegal. This president allows lawlessness throughout this country. Here's what I would do, Neil. I would appoint an attorney general, and I would have one very brief conversation with that attorney general. I'd say, General, enforce the law against everyone justly, fairly, and aggressively. Make our streets safe again. Make our police officers proud of what they do. But more important than that, let them know how proud we are of them. We do that, this country will be safe and secure again, not only from criminals, but from the terrorists who threaten us as well. I'm the only person on the stage who's done that, and we will get it done as President of the United States.
Thank you, Governor. Governor Kasich, as someone who has to deal with controversial police shootings, all right. You've had to deal with controversial...
Why you wore a red tie.
Exactly. You've had to deal with controversial shootings in your own state. What do you make of Chicago's move recently to sort of retrain police, maybe make them not so quick to use their guns?
Well, I created a task force well over a year ago. And the purpose was to bring law enforcement, community people, clergy, and the person that I named as one of the co-chairmen is a lady by the name of Nina Turner, a former state senator, a liberal Democrat, actually ran against one of my friends, and our head of public safety. And they sat down as a group, trying to make sure that we can begin to heal some of these problems that we see between community and police. And they came back with 23 recommendations. One of them is a statewide use of deadly force. And it is now being put into place every place across the state of Ohio. Secondly, a policy on recruiting and hiring, and then more resources for training. But let me also tell you, one of the issues has got to be the integration of both community and police. Community has to understand that that police officer wants to get home at night and not to lose their life. Their family's waiting for them. At the same time, law enforcement understands there are people in the community who not only think that the system doesn't work for them, but works against them. See, in Ohio, we've had some controversial decisions, but the leaders have come forward to realize that protest is fine, but violence is wrong. And it has been a remarkable situation in our state. And as President of the United States, it's all about communication, folks. It's all about getting people to listen to one another's problems. And when you do that, you will be amazed at how much progress you can make and how much healing we can have. Because, folks, at the end of the day, the country needs healed. I've heard a lot of hot rhetoric here tonight, but I got to tell you, as somebody that actually passed a budget that paid down $500 billion of our national debt, you can't do it alone. You got to bring people together. You got to give people hope, and together we can solve these problems that hurt us and heal America. And that is what's so critical for our neighborhoods, our families, our children, and our grandchildren.
Thank you, Governor.